on a path. Just thought I'd go on live because talk about these solar flares, and it's interesting because I'm on these groups where there's a lot of people talking about them, but then outside those groups, I don't see anyone talking about it. It's like it's on CNN, had on their news saying the most radiation's being hurled at us in the last 20 years, and we get or 25 years or something like that. So we're getting all these signs, and it's affecting people. A lot of people are getting sick, tummy aches, headaches, fatigued, sleepy, emotional. Some people that I thought were going to be angry are getting happier, and some people I thought would be happier, getting a little bit more groggy, and it's affecting people. And then now there's more of these solar flares coming at us, just being hurled at us right now. And I want to talk about kind of like what it's affecting with me, because we just had a new moon. We had the snow moon, which is really awesome. It's a full moon. It's the only time of the year where the full moon comes on the first day of the month. So we actually it's the right timeline. It's the only time of the year where we're on the right timeline, and we hit it last night. And so if you're going through stuff, if you're feeling a lot of emotions, if you're feeling a lot of weird, if you feel like your time's off, it's actually on. And that is what it feels off, is because you're like on the right timeline. You actually are aligned a little bit with your time. And I know this stuff can get really weird, and I know that it can. The reason I'm getting on here is to tell you, the thing I struggle with is just, feeling alone a lot. Because when you go through this type of situation where you start seeing kind of like, when you start allowing yourself to believe more than just what religion tells you, and you take off that religion hat, and you're just like, I want to really see what God wants to tell me, and you start listening to nature and your heart, and you start eating right, and next thing you know, it's kind of weird, because all the people that you thought were your friends real quick go away. And that can seem really weird. That can be a really weird time in people's life, is that loneliness. And maybe you felt that loneliness. Are you that guy or girl that, grew up kind of in a home where you figured out real quick that you were a little bit smarter and more intelligent than the people that were raising you? And you figured out real quick that you trusted yourself or your animals more than you trusted your caretakers. I see this pattern. Do you see this pattern in yourself a little bit? Because I see this pattern in people. I see some people. Did you feel real quick when you were young in life? Did you feel real early that you just felt like you couldn't trust the people that were, not only could you not trust them, that the things that they were telling you was actually wrong. Like the information, the information that they were giving you were actually wrong. So if you felt like when you were a child that you couldn't trust your caretakers because you felt somehow inside you were a little bit smarter than them, you're right. You're right. And you chose this life, and this can be hard for people to take. I was a Christian. I say was because I don't think we should have titles. I believe in Christ more than I ever have before, just probably not how a lot of people think I should. Because when I was young, I kind of realized if they were going to tell me all these little things were lies, they might be telling me all these big things are lies too. Did you feel that pattern? And maybe you just kind of like rejected that. That's a cocoon. It created a cocoon in your life. Some kind of, we thought was bad. There's some kind of like trauma that the world put on us that we somehow think is like bad and everyone wants to fix. Maybe that was a cocoon that was trying to give birth, or maybe not give birth, trying to transform, this person, this soul that had limitations, and was trying to give it more capacity. And if you're one of those people that when you were younger, you just felt that, you just decided like, hey, these people are taking care of me. They're not telling me the truth. And you decided really young that you were going to like not listen to them. It probably put you in a situation where you were alone a lot. That was your cocoon. So if you have this like inside you, you have this thing where you like, you freaking feel alone all the time. There's a reason for that. And you have to stop thinking it's bad and learning that it's part of your current in life. It's part of your river, if you can say. It's just, it's to make you a little bit better and more beautiful. And a lot of people want to fix that. They want to throw pills at that. They want to get you into counseling and throw a whole bunch of books at that and tell you that that's wrong. And what I see is, yes, it created this thing of this loneliness, but some of the lonely people, they're the deepest freaking people and the people I trust the most, which is I barely trust anybody anymore. I trust my wife and I trust kids. Most people don't like kids because they still don't believe all the illusions yet. And the adults that see through those illusions are the ones that maybe you felt alone your whole life. You start waking up even more when you get older, and people are like start rejecting you even more, and it just brings up that part of loneliness. But you know what? You've already been forged. You've been through this, man. My best friend when I was a kid was my Doberman. It taught me how to walk. It saved my life. I lived in Denver, Colorado. I almost fell off a cliff. It actually got between me and my cliff and it barked, and my parents got me. It was an angel. It was some kind of like protector. It taught me most of my life how to actually interact and how to be a good human. Was my Doberman. A Doberman. And I never felt alone because I had my dog. My dog. I still have a dog now. And I felt the people I'm the closest to is my family, and I've learned to really trust my family, and I thank God my wife can handle me because I'm a lot. And if you're a lot, it's probably because you were forged in this area of where you're alone so much. And when you get somebody that can actually handle you just a little bit, you're like, thank God. And it can be a lot, and it can be a lot for your partner. You know, I'm very happy for my wife and my kids that handle me as somewhat. The reason I'm telling you that is because you might think that you're the only one out there that feels this really deep thing of like alone. And I want you to know that you're not alone in that. There's a lot of other people. And I think this internet thing is really cool because I'm not the type of person that's going to invest a bunch of money in getting good at this shit. Because I'm not on here to try to make you follow me or give me some kind of money or try to get you to do something for me. I'm on here for one reason, and it's to find some of you other people that you've had that deep thing of alone in you, and you're like, you see my signal and you're like, dude, I feel that, and somehow we just connect and we work with each other and we tell each other stories a little bit, and we just don't feel so freaking alone because it can be lonely. And yeah, we can get used to it. And yeah, we probably like it at this point in our life a little bit because I being alone. But there comes a point where we don't have to constantly be alone. You know, it's okay to come out. We're living in a world where these bad guys are starting to lose. You know what I mean? We're living in Aquarius, man. We're living in the golden age. We're living in the time where you can call it the rapture. You can call it whatever you want. We're living in the time where they flip the switch, and now the bad is starting to go and the good is starting to go. So if you have a good heart, you're one of these good people. You know, if you're one of these people that want to do good in the world, you've probably had this big, deep thing of being alone. And right now, your job is to say, hey, I kind of feel alone out here. And our job is to let our signal see each other and be good. Just, we're not here to save the world. I'm not here to try to tell you to sign up for some class and I'm going to save you and you save me and blah, blah, blah. I'm here to tell you that these solar flares are doing stuff to people. They're waking them up. They're waking them up. Probably waking you up. You don't even know it. Are you waking up at 3:33 in the morning? Probably some of you waking up at 3:33 in the morning. Are you feeling some weird sensations like warmth in your body, warmth in your legs, warmth in your, just warmth, just waves of warmth. You just can't even explain that. And you know, the doctors are like, oh well, we'll give it this title, that title, and throw these pills at it. And you know what's funny? People are getting sick of pills. Shh, don't tell the doctors. They kind of getting sick of pills. People are like, what is actually going on? Most of this stuff, not all of it, most of it is trauma related, and it's your body trying to get through your fascia, which the doctors have never really been taught fascia, so they wouldn't even tell you about fascia. You have to actually go online and find some people that actually do real research, that they're not just trapped into their little books and their little cults that they had to let, you know, not everybody, but a lot of people. You can go online, you can find the stuff up, fascia. Just go look it up, what it actually does. And you can start to see how it holds trauma. And not only your trauma, but your ancestors' trauma, up to 3 generations. That's crazy stuff, man. It's crazy stuff. We can, together, if we start learning, we're unstoppable. So, you know, I'm just jumping on here and saying, you know, I've been dealing with loneliness, but I've also come to realize, like, that doesn't mean there's something wrong. If you feel alone, we don't need to be out there constantly with other people. We don't need to go out there. Our job is to literally just hold this frequency long enough until the world starts to say, you know what, there's something real cool with that, and we create this new vibration, and we are doing it. We're freaking doing it. These solar flares are just helping. They're just helping, you know. So, you know, if you like what you're seeing, subscribe. You know, I'm growing more on, I wanted to grow more onto YouTube. Facebook seems very crazy. It's fun, but it's not the best place to build a community. But there's others out there that are wanting to know what the heck's going on. These solar flares are awesome. Yesterday, I ate 44 tangerines. Is that how you say it? Oranges. 44. I feel great today, because if you can learn how to work with these solar flares, it can be a blessing, because it's unlocking what they call junk DNA. That's actually the true you, parts of you, your ancestors that are inside of you that you've completely forgot are being activated. They don't want you to know this. Fruits, the sky, the sun, the air, being outside, that does all this. Get outside, guys.